Good afternoon, students. Today we are going to discuss about the first part of the chapter Cell, the basic unit of life in your class 9 biology syllabus. So before starting this recorded video, you must know one thing, that what is the meaning of the cell? What is the meaning of the cell? Before starting this thing, you should know one thing, that what is the basic thing of the cell. And you can say that cell is the basic unit of life. Cell is the basic unit of life. Clear? So next one is that you can say also cell is called as the basic structural and functional unit of life. What is the meaning of basic structural and what is the meaning of the basic functional? That structural means our structure, the living organism structure is made up of the cell, and our all physiological activity, our all functional activity also is performed by the cell inside of our body. So you can say that this can be the definition of cell, that cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life. Next one is that first you should know that how many types of cell is there in our environment, and actually cell is found in where? The living beings or non-living beings? The living beings or non-living beings. Okay, so cell is found always in the living beings. Non-living beings doesn't contain any cell in their body. Okay, one pen doesn't have any cell, one duster doesn't have any cell, but one plant body has cell, one animal body has cell. So living beings means that in our environment there are two types of living beings, plants and animals. Plants and animals. So next one is that how many types of cell is there? How many types of cell is there in our environment? There are two types of cell, prokaryotic cell. Please remember this thing, this is important for your examination. And eukaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell. There are two types of cell is there, that the prokaryotic cell, the first one is the prokaryotic cell, second one is the eukaryotic cell. So what is the meaning of the prokaryotic cell and what is the meaning of the eukaryotic cell? Then we have to remember this thing. So before starting this thing, you should know that cell is microscopic. Cell is microscopic. What is the meaning of it? That through microscope we will identify the cell. Through the microscope we will identify the cell. And scientist Robert Hooke first discovered this cell. First discovered the cell. Scientist Robert Hooke first discovered this cell. Okay. So next one is that what is the meaning of the prokaryotic cell and what is the meaning of the eukaryotic cell? So normally prokaryotic cell means prokaryotic cell means which has undeveloped nucleus, and eukaryotic cell means which has developed nucleus. Okay. So prokaryotic cell means which has undeveloped nucleus, and eukaryotic cell means which has the developed nucleus. So what is the meaning of the undeveloped and what is the meaning of the developed? That developed means which has the proper, all those parts are there in the nucleus body. Okay, so when we will study about the nucleus, that time you will get to know that which parts are there in one whole nucleus. So which has the undeveloped nucleus, this is called the prokaryotic cell, and which has the developed nucleus, this is called the eukaryotic cell. Next one is that unicellular organism and multicellular organism. There are two terms are there, that unicellular organism and the multicellular organism. What is the meaning of the unicellular? Unicellular means a single celled organism. Single celled organism. Unicellular means the single celled organism. Okay. And next one is the multicellular means the large, it contains the large number of cells. It contains the large number of cells. So this is called the single celled organism and this is called the multicellular organism. Okay. So example in the unicellular organism, different kinds of the bacteria. Okay. The single celled organism, and multicellular means the us, human being, plants, we are the multicellular organism. So next thing is that we should know one thing. For your examination, this is important. For your examination purpose, this is important part, that the smallest cell in environment, example is the PPLO, okay, or the mycoplasma. Another term is the mycoplasma. So what is the full form of PPLO? Pleuro. Please everybody remember this thing, pleuro pneumonia like organism. Pleuro pneumonia like organism. So this is the smallest cell. Okay. Next one is the largest cell. Which one is the largest cell in the environment? The largest cell is egg of ostrich. Egg of ostrich. Okay. Which one is the longest animal cell? Longest animal cell is the neuron or nerve cell. Okay, please remember these three things for your examination. This is important, that which one is the smallest cell, which one is the largest cell, and which one is the longest animal cell. Which one is the longest animal cell? These three things are very important for your 1 mark question, that the which one is the smallest cell in our body. This is present in the bacterial body, PPLO or mycoplasma, that pleuropneumonia like organism. This is important for your examination, that what is the full term or what is the full form of the PPLO. The answer will be pleuropneumonia like organisms. Okay. Largest cell is the egg of the ostrich. Ostrich is one kind of the bird. And the next one is the longest animal cell. Which one is the longest animal cell? The longest animal cell is the neuron or nerve cell. Next one is the next point is the how cell is made up of. Okay. Next topic is the cell is made up of what thing? Cell is made up of what thing? Okay. The next topic is the cell is made up of what thing? The first one is the plasma membrane. First one is the plasma membrane. Second one is the cell organelles. Second one is the cell organelles. Okay, always remember plasma membrane and cell organelles. So now next thing is that what is the meaning of the plasma membrane? This is the surroundings. This is the surrounding coverings of cell, plant and animals both. Okay, and this plant cell contains protein and lipids. Plant cell contains the protein and lipid. Please remember this thing, that plant cell is a plasma membrane is made up of the protein and lipid. Clear? It has definite shape. It has definite shape. Next one is the cell wall. Next one is the cell wall. This cell wall is only present in the plant's body. Please remember this thing. This plasma membrane present in both animal and plant's body, but the cell wall present in only the plant's body. Okay, and it composed by the cellulose. It's composed by the cellulose. Okay, so cell wall composed by the cellulose. So this is the basic things of the plasma membrane and the cell wall. And this cell wall is hard. This cell wall is rigid in structure. Cell wall is rigid in structure, but the plasma membrane is flexible. Plasma membrane is the flexible, okay, but cell wall is rigid in structure. The next one is that the transport. What is the main function of the plasma membrane? Why plasma membrane is important for our body? That it transport different kinds of the minerals, vitamins, all those things. And the human plasma membrane and the animals, especially human plasma membrane, semi permeable in nature. Semi permeable in nature. Plasma membrane is semi permeable in nature. What is the meaning of the semi permeable? That there is three terms are there: non permeable, permeable, and semi permeable. What is the meaning of non permeable? Nothing can enter in the membrane. That's called the non permeable. Nothing can enter in the membrane. That's called the non permeable. And what is the meaning of the permeable? Permeable means that anything can enter. Anything, any minerals, any vitamins, any molecules can enter in the membrane. That's called the permeable membrane. And semi permeable membrane means the selective things can enter and the other things cannot enter. Selective things can enter and the other things cannot enter. That's called the semi permeable membrane. So if this is this kind of membrane, actually it's prevents the passage of the some kinds of the solutes. Okay, so this is the basic things of the semi permeable membrane and the permeable membrane and the non permeable membrane. So there are two types of things are there, that diffusion process and osmosis process. The concentration, it actually the movement of the solutes, the movement of the minerals, movement of the molecules from higher concentration to lower concentration is considered as the diffusion. And in the osmosis the same thing is happened, but with the presence of the semi permeable membrane. With the presence of the semi permeable membrane. Next one is that there are two types of transport is there, that the active transport and passive transport. What is the meaning of the active transport and what is the meaning of the passive transport? Active transport actually requires the energy. Active transport requires the energy, okay, but passive transport does not require any energy. Does not require any energy. Active transport requires energy, but passive transport does not require any energy, okay. And next one is the that this active, through the active transport maximum types of the solutes can enter into the membrane, but in the passive transport is always along with the concentration gradient, okay. So this is the basic things of the active and passive transport. And the main thing, there is one important question is there, please remember the difference between cell wall and plasma membrane. This is very important question for your examination, and this is your homework actually, the difference between the cell wall and plasma membrane. In our next class we will discuss again this difference between the cell wall and plasma membrane, because this is very important question. And in our next video we are going to start about the cell organelles. So this is the overview of the cell. So what we have actually learned in this video, the first thing, what is the meaning of cell, how cell is made up of, how many types of cell is there, what is the meaning of the prokaryotic cell, what is the meaning of the eukaryotic cell, what is the basic fundamental features of the plasma membrane, what is the basic fundamental features of the cell wall. Cell wall is present only in the plant's body, but plasma membrane present plant as well as animals body, what is the meaning of the active transport, what is the meaning of the passive transport, what is the meaning of the semi permeability, what is the meaning of the diffusion osmosis, and which one is the smallest cell, which one is the largest cell, and which one is the longest cell in the human body. Please remember these three things because this is important for your 1 mark question. So this is our today's video. In our next video we are going to start about the cell organelles, and please remember this difference between cell wall and plasma membrane. This is your homework and please note it down in your assignment copy. Okay, thank you, bye.